I welcome you to another edition of Mentoring with BOLA ADEWARA. Today, we'll be looking at perspectives in mentoring. This will be my opinions, my observations, my thinking about mentoring generally. And I'll be reading from the book that I did 2 years ago, Discover the Secrets of Mentoring. The book is here. I believe that some of you have gotten your copies. I'm glad about it. A lot of people have called me, and within 2-3 weeks, we have gotten as much as about 28 buyers of the book. Actually, it's not just about the buying, but it's about learning more about mentoring to be better. Some of the reasons why we are where we are today is that our people do not really experience mentoring before they venture into what they are doing in life. Today, I will go to chapter 11 of the book, and we'll be reading, and I'll be explaining what I discussed in the book, Mentoring in Perspectives. These are my personal observations and views condensed from my various readings, interviews, and thoughts on mentoring. I suppose these views, for whatever they are, could stimulate further interest and research in the field of mentoring, especially here in Nigeria, near Africa. One, my first view on it. Mentoring is typically a free service. It is a favor a mentor renders to his protege, which should not be taken for granted. Mentoring, like I told you, is a favor. Someone, your mentor, agrees to you. Therefore, don't take this for granted. If anybody agrees to mentor you, don't take it for granted. Don't think the person is doing something, learning something from you or things like that. You are learning from him. Two, it is a free service for proteges, but what is the need for mentors? Many mentors have cited the fulfillment they get from giving back, contributing and making a long-lasting impact in the lives of people they usually don't know from Adam. People think that only the protege is gaining from the experience. Not really true. The mentor also feel, from my experience, from my interview with so many mentors around, they said that opportunity to give back to the society. That will give back things that will make a long-lasting impact in the lives of people they don't even know. Most times, people whom you call mentor are people you don't even know from Adam. You just go to them, people you have studied, then you went to them and tell them, look, I'd like to study this from you. Like I told you earlier, you must know what you want in the life of the person, the very person you call your mentor. Your mentor is not just you go to him and you want to be with him all over, you want to study everything. No, there are specific things you must have seen in the life of that very guy. And then you believe that, look, I love this thing and I want to do it. Three, some mentoring could take place in a brief interpersonal relationship. Some people have claimed to be mentored by reading the books written by some of their favorite personalities or listening to their speeches or messages. Some have claimed that just a statement made by a preacher changed their lives. I wonder if this will be called mentoring. At best, this is inspiration. Now, let me explain this to you. Mentoring sometimes could just be a kind of, could have been spoiled by something you don't really believe. It could be you read something in the man's book. It could be you had a statement he uttered, and that very thing will go a very long way in your life. And some people will say, oh, I had just a statement from that man, and that thing mentored me. Sometimes that might not just be mentoring. Mentoring takes time. Mentoring takes time. It could be months, it could be years and stuff. But when you say, I heard what this man said on television, and that thing really spoke, well, that could be called an inspiration. It might not be mentoring. Another level of it, recently I discovered Marion Jones on YouTube. I'm sure many of you know, must have heard the name Marion Jones. Marion Jones was the American sprinter who was stripped of all her medals after she was found to have tested positive to substance that aid performance, and then all the medals she won, this lady was stripped of it. And I think eventually she was even sentenced. She did some times in the prison and then came back. Now, I learned something from this lady's life. She was in the prison, 6 months in prison, running from March to September 2008. On her release, Marion became a motivational speaker, speaking to all youths all over America, using the social media to a great effect. Watching Marion speak on YouTube or listening to her in seminars is nothing but mentoring. Visiting her website, reading her tweets, and at Marion Jones, Marion has succeeded in turning her mistakes and shame into a source of mentoring for generation. It is pertinent to cite her example as a model of mentoring. So many people have done the crimes and served the times. No one is better in position to speak to others on taking control of their lives and choices. Marion could today speak to people on the effect of drugs, on not taking drugs. If you are a sport person, we can't afford the situation whereby people are taking drugs and others are not taking drugs, and the drug takers are winning the laurel. It's happened to the same guy too. What do you call the Canadian man, Ben Johnson? Now, there are some people who took these drugs and escape it, but we just need to keep the sport. We don't need to keep sport very clean. We just need to keep the 100 meters, the 200 meters, the 400 meters clean so that we know that what you are exhibiting on that track is raw talent. Marion Jones has gone there. She has been up and she has to explain this thing to the younger generation that, look, keep away from drugs. Mentoring is the submission of a lesser one to the tutelage of a greater one, in such a way that the lesser one ultimately becomes better than he was before the submission. When you say you are a mentee or you are a protege of someone, it involves something we call submission. Don't forget submission. If you need to learn something from me, don't come here and start bossing me. You saw something in me, and that is why you say, I want to learn this thing from you. So when you come to me, let me have that free opportunity to teach you how it happened to me so that you too can move up. Another level of it is that it must be, however, stated that mentoring is of meaning and relevance when it has positive result to show. When a mentor succeeds in the experience or in the experiment with you, is a successful one. He will be able to cite you, or he will be able to cite it here and there that, look, I am a mentor to this very person. But when mentoring ends in fiasco, it's of no value. I will give you some examples even from the Bible. Samuel was a mentor to King Saul, but the experience is not readily referred to because the mentoring ended in a failure. People will not readily call Samuel the mentor of Saul today. But do you know what? If Saul had succeeded as the king, the first king of Israel, everybody will be referring to Samuel. Oh, Samuel is a good mentor. Samuel mentored Saul. But today he's not mentioned. Look, Samuel were failures. Samuel was not a successful father. Many of his children failed. The same thing with Eli. Eli had Hophni and Phinehas. Imagine how it happened. Because of their children, Eli himself suffered. He fell on the chair and he broke his neck. Now, if mentoring ended in fiasco, the experience has failed. No one will call it mentoring. But when it ends successfully, everybody will be referring to it. Oh, this is the mentor of this person. This is the mentor of this person. Example, let me give you another example of a successful mentoring experience. Elijah and Elisha. Elisha had been under Elijah for a very long time. But when Elijah was about to go, Elijah got the mantle, and then he went ahead to do twice the miracles that Elijah did. Today, everybody can refer to that as a successful, but everybody could say, oh, Elijah was the mentor of Elisha. Why? Because it succeeded. Now, let me give you another example of a failure, of a failed mentoring experience. Elisha and his PA, Gehazi. Now, Gehazi was under Elisha for a very long time, but it failed. Today, no one will say Elisha was the mentor of Gehazi. You see, when something fails, it has no father. But when it succeeds, everybody identifies with it. Let me tell you another perspective, my understanding of mentoring. You cannot expect someone to accept that he mentored you when the person does not know you as his protege, or know that you have read or assimilated any of his works, either in books or listening to him in digital formats. If you fail, it is none of his business. I have had a lot of people, they will say, oh, this man is my mentor, and the man does not know you. How could you say this man is my mentor when he doesn't know that you have read my books or you even listen to my sermon? You cannot hold that man responsible if you fail in your life. You can't hold him responsible. If you want to call me, say BOLA is my mentor, it's not just about reading my books. Let me know you. Let me know how far you have gone with your life, so that I will say, yes, I know him. He is one of my mentees. He is one of my protege. Now, another level, you can refer to anybody as your mentor if you have read virtually all his works, listen to his TVs, practice his maxim, and have perfect examples to show after what he has taught you. Now, that is another level of it. You see, if you have read all my works and you make use of it to such an extent that I know you, that I can see you, or maybe you come out to speak publicly that, oh, these are the things I've done. Oh, I have all his books in my house. I have all his tapes in my house. To a large extent, that very person could be said, well, he mentored you. You can claim that, oh, he is my mentor, and you can prove it. Look, in this, my library here, I have virtually all the books by John Hagee. I can refer to him because I even exchange letters with some of his people. They have written letters separately to him. You know, I come on his website, I listen to everything he's doing. These are the things we are talking about. But you see, when the person, but the fact is that that person might not claim that he mentored me, but I could claim that he has done so well for me. Mentoring has been variously denied or defined, but it is not the same thing as coaching, counseling, giving advice, correcting or sharing advice, experience, or knowledge. There are a lot I've had people say, I am a life coach. Now, I've been asking myself, what is the difference between a life coach and a mentor? I don't know, because this is just a new thing all over the place, like life coach, and everywhere I'm a life coach, I'm a life coach. I don't know who is a life coach. I've not really studied there, and I don't want to knock anybody or that institution or that position of being a life coach. I don't want to knock it because I believe that they have good intention. Now, but I don't really know. But the fact is that I don't think it's the same thing as being a mentor. A counselor is not a mentor. A man who gives you advice, maybe just perfunctorily, cannot claim to be a mentor. There is more about mentoring, as I've mentioned in this book. I pointed out that mentoring is basically a voluntary endeavor of an experienced person showing other persons how to do something by benefiting from his or her knowledge, skills, and experience in order to help them progress in life or in their career to fulfill their dreams and destiny. Mentoring is a deliberate, purposeful relationship to invest in the future of others, known as proteges. Is a deliberate thing. Mentoring is not just, oh, I'm studying that man. It's a deliberate thing. Let me know. You too will know That man will vomit all he has done in his life. He will show you what he has done, how he has done it. It's not just about, I go to him today, Oga, I'm having issues with this, I'm having issues with my wife, I'm having issues with that kind of thing. And then we'll say, go and do this, go and do this. And then you go. Another 6 months, he has not seen you. No, he is not your mentor. The same thing I told you the last time. You went to him, I'm broke, please help me, sir. Then the man gives you money today, gives you money tomorrow, that kind of thing. And then you say, he's my mentor. No, that is not mentoring. Mentoring goes further than that. Lastly, coaching is not the same as mentoring. No. Whereas coaching is a task-oriented, showing how to do things, mentoring is a relationship thing. Coaching is task-oriented. Mentoring is relationship-oriented. Long-term development-driven, performance-driven. A mentor wants to see how far you have gone. This very thing you are learning from me, how far have you gone with it? Oh, you want to be a good speaker. A mentor wants to see, how did you start it? Have you started? How far have you gone? You want to learn about marriage from a mentor. You want to know some things about marriage from a mentor. The mentor wants to know, who is the lady you are picking? How did you meet her? Okay, bring the lady to my house. Let me interview her. A mentor takes interest in your life. He takes interest in things you are doing. It's relationship oriented. It's not just about task. Okay, come and wash my clothes for me today. I'll see you tomorrow. Or send your account number. I'll do that kind of thing. No, it's not about task. It's not just about gifts. It's relationship. I believe you have gained something from this edition. And tomorrow, most likely, I will come back again to look at another one. How to find a good mentor. How to find a good mentor. Keep a date with me tomorrow. 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. I will come online there. And I believe we will gain something. Don't forget, this book is still available. I have a lot of it here. We will be printing more because the demand is coming all over the place. And I want you to have it. It's a collector's item. And it's going to help you, especially when you want to be a mentor to some people. Also, you want to be a mentee of some people. The Lord bless you today. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow.